Alright, chat, how are we doing today on this wonderful Sunday afternoon? We are back with the final day of the Brazilian Esports World Cup closed qualifiers. Yesterday, both FaZe Clan and W7M qualified to the Esports World Cup. A couple days ago, Team Bliss qualified from Australia. Last night, PSG Talon qualified from Korea, so we have 4 teams locked in. We gotta get 2 more today. Black Dragons versus Liquid, I believe, is up first. We'll find out. I think so. And then Fluxo Furious should be right after that. We're watching both, so I hope you're ready for some good siege today. What's going on, Tink? What's going on, Robert? What's going on, Flacco? What's up going on, Hateful? Bro, I am tired. Holy shit. I went to the mall today, which is already like a lot of walking around, which is kind of tiring. But then I had this like big bag of like pretzel bites, which is nothing but carbs. So I'm very dead. Did I update Mini Siege? I updated it yesterday. I haven't touched it today though. We have plants working. We don't have plants being tracked. And the game is live. So let's jump right in. Good kid can wait. Yesterday, the North American Open Quals also finished. And there were no surprises, no upset. The 8 NAL teams that were participating all made it in. I'll show you the bracket real quick, but I'll definitely do this a couple more times today. So this is going to be July 5th. The 4 quarterfinals go on, and these games are do or die. Only one of these WildCard can make it to the Cup. Only one of Cloud9 versus Sonics can make it to the Esports World Cup. Only one of LG M80 and only one of SSG Oxygen. You'll notice as well, just due to how the seeding work, all of these are rematched from the Open Quals when they played up here, which is just kind of how the seeding works out. Kind of a poorly designed format if you ask me, but that's the way it is. So if history repeats itself, we should be getting Dark Zero, Sonics, Luminosity, and OXG moving through, but second time is not always the same as the first. We're starting on Clubhouse. Looks like this was Team Liquid's pick. I'm an EP boy. We'll run a prediction too, for sure. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Who wins? Another simple one. Is it going to be BD in regulation? A bold pick, but you may never know. BD in overtime. Liquid in overtime. Or Liquid in regulation. I give you 2 minutes. Make your picks now. Yeah, extra. This is by design for the NA Open Quals. I think it's a little silly. What's up, Gibson? I know, it's very weird to me. There's been an insane lack of coverage for these qualifiers. Only the qualification games are streamed, and they're only streamed in the native language. There's no multi-language streams, which is really stupid in my opinion. Liquid are horrible. All my points are going on regulation. Black Dragons. Okay. Who did Liquid lose to in? Did they lose to Black Dragons in the Open Quals? Or wait. No, Liquid lost to Fluxo in the quarterfinals. That's right. Okay. You asked to cover some of the native language streams, got no reply. Hell yeah. I don't know, it's fucking weird to me that like there's not more coverage of it, because clearly people want to watch these games. But I guess, I don't know, I think they just frankly dropped the ball on it. Jake and Guz did the Korea? Really? Does that mean Korea had 2 streams?
Thank you, Meli.
Oh, you're right. Wait, was there a Korean broadcast, or was it only broadcast in English?
O seu também sumiu, ou você só não?
Liquipedia doesn't list a Korean broadcast, so maybe they just only did it in English, which is crazy.
O feedback próprio do áudio tá ok. Vamos lá. Vamos nessa. A gente tá então com Black Dragons e Team Liquid no primeiro round.
That's so weird.
Lembrando, tá, galera? Esse primeiro round vai ser esse
The organizers of the event must think people only care about the LAN.
Tá esquentando.
Yeah, that's my assumption as well, but they definitely dropped the ball because there could have been so much more hype around the quals. Like, people really care about these quals.
A gente deixa só esse silencinho inicial da primeira rodada pra depois a gente normalizar na segunda, tá bom, pessoal? Mas já tá tudo certo, a gente já recebeu a informação que na segunda rodada já vai estar tudo ok, tá? E lembrando também...
Only OCE, EU, NA, and Korea have English coverage? That's weird if it's Korea has coverage in English and not like Japan or Asia or all them. But yeah. Yeah, New HUD's pretty bad.
É o que a gente tá vendo também. Só que...
Alright, Liquid should win this BO3. I have a lot of confidence that Liquid will not fall to Black Dragons here. They're going for their first execute. It's full of Grim Bees, but they walk into a crossfire. Gudo, turn around! Holy shit, Gudo. The trade game goes the way of Black Dragons here. Hornetow's the GOAT. Hornetow wins this. Oh, Hornetow does not win this. I don't know that Shotgun was the play there. If the Kiba barrier doesn't exist, Shotgun probably is the play, but with the Kiba there, probably not.
Isso mesmo, chegou com tudo, porradaria ali dentro do bomb site para decidir. Green também.
There's no way more Europeans watch the Korean quals though than Korean fans. Right, Gibson? Like Pengu and Fabian are popular, but I cannot imagine that they are more popular than literally every single Korean viewer. I don't know, maybe. It's not a Brazilian spectator doing the streams? Do you know who's spectating them? Whoever it was did a really bad job yesterday. I hate to be mean, but they were really poor with the HUD. That was a really weird round of spectating because they did it all from top down, even the execute, which typically they're told not to do. Oh, thank you. Could I have a mug? Thank you. Doesn't matter. Chat, we have coffee. Hell yeah.
Talvez ter eliminado o Ma, ele não conseguiu a eliminação e o Ma
Sorry, I hang now.
Peitou ele antes de ficar no X1 final com o Hornetão. Mas como era a defesa totalmente postada e ancorada no bomb site, a Liquid ia ter, claro, esse trabalho mais pro fim do round e realmente meio que no
It's an English observer, you can tell by the overlays. Yesterday the overlays were down 90% of the time. Maybe it's a Brazil observer yesterday and English today.
Vai agora com a volta do jogo.
But you're right, it was in English yesterday too.
Ah. Ué. A partir dos
No idea.
A partir dos 30 anos não é normal ter meia furada? Eu tô vivendo errado.
Né? Eu falei, pô, ia da Nike, cara, minha cara, bicho.
Ah, não.
Pelo amor de Deus. Eu fui tirar o tênis e eu olhei meu dedão.
Brazil has 4 to 5 of the EWZ partner teams. I don't fucking know.
A minha eu só troco de pé pra não ficar o dedão, aí fica só os dedos do meio.
Boa ideia.
Mas a minha desculpa é que meu cachorro rói.
Não, a minha não tem essa, não.
It was a great start for Maya. Good little execute there from Liquid. Obviously utilizing a lot of this Grim play, which is kind of cool.
Tirar o tênis porque pra apertar o botãozinho aqui do filtro de linha pra acender e apagar a luz.
Fury versus Fluxo is coming on after this. There is no other channel. Liquipedia says they start at the same time, but Liquipedia is wrong. That will be a very funny Ubisoft bug.
1-0 Liquid contra BD nesse primeiro mapa. O segundo jogo não tá rolando, tá, guys? O segundo jogo só vai rolar depois desse aqui.
It doesn't? Oh, it did. Did like 10 minutes ago. Oh, you're right. They changed it. You're right.
já estão classificadas.
My bad.
Olha a Flash. Ness que consegue a sua. Flório também. 4 jogadores contra 4.
They have so many channels and they like use all of them like twice, so people aren't following the right channels, and then like people just don't know these tournaments are going on. Like I promise you, what's their viewership right now? It's probably like 400, 600. Better than yesterday. But still, that's horrendous for like R6 Esports usual numbers.
Tá preocupado, sabe que tá marcado, vai tentar colocar ali uma abelhinha para poder ficar tranquilo.
É só para não deixar o cara avançar. É, só para não deixar avançar ali.
Exatamente. E aí pelo menos eles não veem, né?
All right, obviously a bad spot for Team Liquid. Minute left on the clock, 3v5. I don't believe they have Jacuzzi open. They're playing Con, they're playing Windows. They've got Kiba barriers. They're out of Bs, they're out of Selmas. They're out of flashbangs. They're eating C4s. Yeah, Maya's good. He ain't that good. Good try. You were looking for it, and the only reason you found it was my stream. That's a lot of people, and it's like, I don't know, man. I don't understand how you're that bad at like. I feel like it should be run way better, you know. That's not great for T3 tournaments, and this is Liquid versus Black Dragons. Give it an hour and I'll have more viewers. We probably won't, but we'll come close, which is insane. Pengu had double the viewers coaching me the Talon games. Jesus, bro.
Com isso, então eles não tinham essa segurança e ao mesmo tempo o Guto já tá também trocando e ganhando.
Yeah, Fluxo phase is happening after this one. Same thing they did yesterday.
Da construção, então facilitando o outro lado da BD e vai pro último salto só.
If they'd streamed in the open calls, it would have been higher. 100%. 100%.
Posso dar uma ideia bem meh, que obviamente todo mundo iria odiar, inclusive eu. É ideia bosta mesmo. Cara, já pensou se a Kawan Hive desse dano também?
All good, Dylan. I appreciate it.
E se atente só nos seus comentários.
Hornetal has aura.
Que ideia boa, hein, cara?
Muito ruim, cara. Meu Deus do céu.
Já pensou
5 segundos aí pra terminar a fase de preparação. Não vou deixar você
Co-streams over the mainstream by far. That's the way esports is going, man. That's the way it's headed.
Galera, não me escute, Ubisoft.
Pelo amor de Deus, cara.
Mas a do Arame eu gostei. Tá, do Arame eu gostei.
Não, o Arame com certeza foi válido. Sem dúvida nenhuma. Eu já caí no Arame.
I don't know. I think it's just kind of lame because they hype it up as like. I feel like in all their advertising, they try to portray it as like this is the greatest esport event of all time. And I mean, in some ways it is. Like they are throwing a ton of money at it, and there's a ton of different games. But like, I just feel like the effort isn't there when it comes to getting the actual viewers.
Só que aí na grama embaixo tinha mais uma fileirinha que eu não vi, né? Aí no que eu passei por baixo, eu vim arrastando a perna pela grama.
When I went last year as well, I found the broadcast was very bare bones and like pretty minimal compared to like a standard broadcast for a major. Like I just feel like the production and talent put in a lot more effort for like a regular R6 major than they do for like the Esports World Cup. Maybe this year will be different. I hope it is, but yeah.
1-1, tudo igual.
Oh, he should be so dead.
O avanço vem, Palu consegue eliminar mais um. Vai pela rota de fuga, o Esk finaliza também o Maia. Resolve recuar.
Resets robbed.
Lagones fica na dúvida. Palu ainda por cima da academia.
Alright, so this was clearly a roam-focused strategy from Black Dragons where they wanted to get a lead in the early game. They played Mute Mozzie, not Mozzie, but they played Mute Vigil.
Entra na cozinha.
And they have hard lost these players. That's why you see guys like Ask going for these aggressive plays. Because Ask kind of realizes they don't have the site utility to stall out from Liquid. So they need to do something aggressive to make a play, and then they go for that aggressive play on the Moto Hatch, and Ask gets shut down by Palu.
Os dois jogadores já estão realmente pro bomb site, acho que ele já tem essa certeza, só não tem a localização exata, mas é só uma
Now Liquid can honestly probably just open angles. They're actually out of Selmas, so they can't open the church wall, which is nice. They do have can openers if they want to open the church wall that way. It's a little risky, but they should be fine. They could get impact tricked. In fact, I think that's what Guto is going for, but he just swings the Moto door anyways. That works too. The event in 2022 was run better. I don't know what was going on last year.
conseguiu ali essa...
I don't know what you're talking about. Definitely not. Does the World Cup have any effect on SI or the next major? No, the World Cup is completely separate. It does not affect the official R6 circuit at all.
Ali embaixo, acho que chegou até a recuar o quarto em algum momento, mas o Nesk encontrou muito rápido. De novo, a Liquid abre.
Co-streamers are getting big and it's bad for casters, IMO.
Consegue considerar
I agree.
que teve realmente um impacto a eliminação inicial, porque depois da eliminação
I don't think
inicial,
we're headed to a world where like casters don't exist or anything, but I think I think frankly the rise of co-streaming is bad for casters. But I'm also kind of a pragmatic person, and I like that's nobody's fault. It's not the fault of the casters. That's not the fault of evil organizers who want to pay casters less or anything. That's just like where the market's going. So you may notice a lot of co-streams coming up from me.
No ataque, não tinha por que desesperar, você tem 1 minuto, se você já fechou tudo, você já tem desde o início do round, a senso que não tem ninguém solto no mapa, dá pra concluir.
Co-stream could never replace Ace and Dez. For some people, I still prefer, when I'm watching as a fan, I still prefer the traditional kind of play-by-play color caster duo. Like, I watch a lot of Dota, and I don't really watch co-streamers, because I like focusing on the casters and hearing the stuff from the broadcasts, but like, I'm in the minority with that. You say that, Axon? I don't think most will, but I think it will be experimented with at some point. And again, it doesn't need, casters don't need to be fully cut for it to be bad, right? So to see impact from it at least.
Mini granada e MP pro Tet para conseguir fazer a abertura, mas ali vai conseguindo queimou uma das cargas, mas o outro lado foi feito com sucesso.
I don't like whipping you as you are in a play-by-play color. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Ace and Dez aren't a traditional play-by-play color either, but like they make it work, as do you two.
Só se tivesse muito erro ali na execução do ataque, conseguiria queimar os dois.
I don't know if AI will ever get to the point of casting esport matches. I feel like even if an AI could do exactly what a person does, people don't want to be talked to by an AI.
Online, não tem. Palu.
Meu Deus do céu. Olha só a sequência agora de vapo que rolou da Team Liquid em cima da BD. E toma ali, retalha.
Isso entra agora, tá...
O punch tá acontecendo e só sobrou agora o Flório.
One of the casters just got randomly super quiet. Like, maybe co-streaming is the future. Anyways, Team Liquid are stomping fucking Black Dragons right now. This is bad. Going down 3-1 on Clubhouse defense is bad. With fucking Azami up as well, like some powerful fucking defenders still in the game. They gotta call attack here, I think. Like, all the powerhouse attack defenders are still up. It's really just Kaid. Like, Kaid and Mira banned out is not that crazy. No tax still though, this is tough. CDAPS is underrated play-by-play. Has CDAPS ever done play-by-play?
Mas de qualquer jeito eles não estavam tendo muito efeito ali para defesa, não estavam sendo muito práticos para defesa, porque quando a Liquid percebeu isso, ela colocou um jogador.
When can Liquid attack?
E o resto
since about Manchester, maybe stage 1. Maybe like halfway through stage 1. Stage 1 started horrendously for Liquid.
X2, né, eram 2 afastados que o Palu levou, o Flório nessa mega rotate aí de baixo e 2 que sobram para dentro do bomb site. Então tinha uma vantagem numérica consequente também até de gadget ali, como a gente falou do capitão em si. Nessa composição de ataque Liquid.
Titan did a cast, but just being like on the live cast doesn't mean you're play-by-play, right? Play-by-play is a very specific term. It's the caster who's like casting during the action. Like the guy talking right now is not doing play-by-play. That would be referred to as color commentating, which is basically talking whilst there's nothing really important going on. The game is still going on, But, like, if you're casting this, you don't want to be casting, and the drone goes up the rafters. The drone jumps to the railing. Back down to the bottom garage. The drone skillfully over the oil pit hatch. Will it drop? It will not. Like, that is considered play-by-play, where you're basically talking about what is going on at the very second. So guys like CDAPS and Titan might be doing some casting, but it's not play-by-play casting. You get me? It's like Pengu doesn't do play-by-play casting. Pengu does color casting. Parker in Taro does play-by-play casting. Although, the Titan example, you're right. I think he did actually do some... Titan did actually do some genuine play-by-play. So that is actually fair. My mistake.
Striker sempre, os dois. Ambos conseguem ali fazer tipo essa função, conseguem ser extremamente úteis.
An AI cast might be very funny. Like, there's just no way the tech is there right now, but I can imagine it being very, very funny to watch. It might just be gibberish too, though.
Principalmente do Tier 1 se adaptando. E até mesmo do Tier 2, agora com o fim da Liga Estática, a gente concretiza essa semana.
Is TAC slang for tactical timeout as calc is slang for calculator? Yeah.
Vai ter alguma mudança ou não.
Yeah, it's a good comparison.
Loadout aí dos dois recrutas, do striker do ataque, Sentry da defesa.
There have been lots of AI games. In fact, OpenAI, which is like one of the biggest AI companies in the world right now, started as a company that literally just made Dota bots. Literally just AI bots to play Dota. And now they're one of the biggest AI companies in the world. OpenAI would have tournaments every year where like 5 Dota AI bots would play against like the best players in the world. Ooh. 1v2? 7 HP on Maya? I think he walked in a barb? Winnable for Florio. Winnable for Florio. Never mind.
Bala na cabeça do Florio, Resets finaliza o round a favor.
This is bad. This is very, very bad for Black Dragons.
Concentrou ali, acho que numa queda de alçapão.
I feel like Black Dragons aren't able to contest Liquid in the early rounds. This attack is way too late. You're calling attack timeout for one singular round on defense. They should have called it last round. It feels like Black Dragons are not able to do anything to disrupt Liquid in the early round. Either because when they try to make moves, they're being shut down, or they're just not trying to make that many moves in general. And then Liquid's executes are really, really good. Like, Resets and Maya in particular have been really good on these executes.
Destaque para as eliminações de Palu com 6 eliminações, Maia com 6 eliminações também, e o Resets ali com 5, Nescau, né, o Nesk WGA.
JV said that bans are better to defense. What do you mean by that? Better for defense. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, I think these bans make the game easier to defend.
Tudo certinho aí, Meli?
Because defenders didn't really lose that many powerful operators. Like, they still have Azami is probably the biggest one here. Whereas attackers lost Monty, which is the most important attacking operator. They lost Habana, which is vital for attacking the bottom floor.
Aí depois vocês ficam. Só pra vocês... Não, dei 2 graus aqui pra baixo, só pro pessoal entender, né? Toda a produção, tudo é de fora, galera, que a gente faz aqui.
So I would agree with JV92. That's what I said at the start of this game as well.
Mas o sinal é tudo lá de fora, o que vocês estão recebendo também do nosso áudio. Mas a gente tenta mexer um pouquinho aqui, um pouquinho lá, e daqui a pouquinho melhora com certeza. Mas vamos nessa.
Has the major been delayed due to the World Cup? No.
A gente tá...
No, just like last year, the entirety of summer, June, July, August, is just designated as an off-season. So the World Cup just happens to fall exactly when Siege has its off-season. I don't think it's pure coincidence. I think Ubisoft was aware of that fact when choosing where to put their off-season, but, yeah.
Uma das feras aí nossas do cenário.
Is this the first game of the quals? No. These Brazil quals have been going on for... It's the first game today. But they played yesterday, and they've been playing for weeks. This is the final game. The winner of this best of 3 goes to Esports World Cup. The loser does not. This is the last chance. This is lower bracket. It is the first game today. Yes, yes, yes. Do I agree to increase bans to 6? I think it's interesting. I want to see it trialed. Like, I wish that's what Element 3 had trialed, to be honest. Rather than trialing 3-3-3-3 and the attack timeout immediately happening at halfway through the game, I wish they trialed 6 bans. Although, I actually don't know if it's technically possible in the game client to do 6 bans right now. So maybe they couldn't. Yeah, you definitely do a floating ban. Element 4, 6 bans. They might just be they might be prevented by just the actual in-game client, is my concern. He tricks the Selma, but not the exothermic, so... Oh, does he trick both? Oh, the GOAT! Nuxka! Who's calling me on the telephone? Shut up. Great. Ah, huge bandit trick from Nuxka. Now they're completely out of hard breach. They should not be getting jacuzzi wall open. This is why Azami is so strong again. Azami just keeps him safe by using those Kiba barriers to prevent him from being killed on the gym window while he goes for those bandit tricks. Like, this is the type of shit that should have been happening from the very start. If Black Dragons lose this now, they're trolling. Because they know every single player is going to be coming from the east side of the map. They're all going to be coming from construction, or they're going to be playing on the windows. You can block them off with Kibas. You have a C4 to go play below. I don't think there's any attackers below. Nope. You have 3 toxic babes. You're going to have dread mines up in the site. There are Candelas, but you have a Warden. I like the bandits playing on the main stairs here, so he can rotate below and use the C4 if he has to. Looks like he's choosing not to at the moment. Yeah, but they're holding good crossfires. They're swinging when it's smart. Advantage round favors Black Dragons, and they win it really nicely. Nuxka absolutely wins in that game, or that round. Gentleman's agreement. The problem with the gentleman's agreement to do it, Justin, is if you have the format for the main tournament, you also have to have that format for quals. And like coordinating random open qual pub stacks to follow that gentleman's agreement in every single game is impossible. Element 4 locking sites after playing is interesting. I do actually think that they should do that. Especially if they switch to a 3-3-3-3 quarter system. I genuinely believe we should make it so sites lock after play, not after win. I just think it's better for viewers. I think it makes for a more interesting game. In theory, I mean, it's a buff to attackers as well who need it. 6 bans would basically mean, let's say I ban an attacker, you ban an attacker, you ban a defender, I ban a defender, and then I ban either an attacker or a defender, and then you ban either an attacker or a defender. It's one way of doing it. Again, it's impossible to do in the client, so...
Azami, Valk e Warden para essa comp. A princípio pode ter até jogador solto.
Yeah, let's look at this bug, because somebody in chat brought it up.
Uma vibe. Aldino, papo.
ABD traz Green na composição de ataque, IQ, Ace, Candela também, né, com a Eng e Buckzão pro ataque. Uma das câmeras da Valk já viu que tá nas jaquetas para spotar o jogador.
Isso aí, vamos nessa.
Is that a bug? Oh, what the fuck? What is the purpose of that? That's very weird. Why would he do that, though?
Agora a gente vai para defesa da Team Liquid.
What does that do? How does that benefit him? Three definitely does suck for following the game.
Minuto e 46. Sétima rodadinha rolando.
They can't get it? Like they can't shoot it? It looked like it just fell to the ground.
Vem pro avanço, quebra a câmera.
The FNAT falls behind the planks, like into the
Buscar
planks.
informação. Coloca a granada.
It falls under a piece of plywood and is invincible. That's fucking insane. There's no way that's legal. Wait, there's actually no way that's legal. Ban that fucker. What? That should 100% be overturned then, yeah? That should 100% be overturned.
Esse round, a BD
You can do it on Oregon Blue as well.
vai ter que buscar pelo menos uma
It's
eliminação
not
inicial aí,
invincible.
viu, Retalha?
Is it just invisible?
Vai se
Oh,
estender
you can't
naquele
see where it
início
is.
pra
That
primeira
still
rodada
should
que
be
ele fez, já
illegal,
tá,
I feel.
Com 5 jogadores da BD defendendo embaixo. Dessa vez, obviamente, a Liquid defendendo. E aí vai pra
I'm not an
aquele
admin, I don't know.
rush. Vamos ver se encaixa.
But that seems fucked up to me.
E a Candela pegou primeiro, o Guto consegue a eliminação.
Abriu no
Palu
gerador,
também
ela.
já devolve, do outro lado ainda tem marcação avançada, tá dando ruim, Retalha.
I mean, they're
Mas é
cooked
que
either way. They ain't
dele.
winning this fucking game. I'm
Conseguiu
sorry to say it.
garantir, o Maia
I'm
também
sorry for the
derrubou o
Florio
Sobra
believers,
apenas
but this
o
just is
Florio
not
vivo contra
happening.
3 jogadores.
Maybe map 2 and 3,
18
right? Like maybe on their map pick they
de
take it back, but
novo,
Liquid are
Projetex
absolutely
acabar
running over them in
com a
this game.
rodada. Team
They look
Liquid
so much
fecha
more
mais um
together.
round,
They look so
5 a
much
2,
more in
vamos que vamos.
control of the
Cara,
map.
a barreira aqui
They're
vai
hitting their
batendo
shots better. They're
correto,
coordinating
ele
better.
dá
They're
um
trading
rush
better.
no
Like,
lado. Você viu que tava cozinhando a Candela exatamente, eu acho que pra fazer a explosão da Ing e conseguir com isso também avançar ao mesmo tempo.
We're
que o Guto
briefly
pressionava,
changing
os jogadores da
our,
BD pressionavam o gerador. Deu pra ver que o Guto
it is where
levou
Liquid
dele, ou
pushed.
seja,
I mean, that
levou
should
dele.
be.
O jogador da descida do gerador em si, da escada, eu acho que não conseguiu levar mais um. E
That
aí,
should be a
eles
round
tomaram
reset.
uma
I wonder if they're
posição.
doing that
Ainda
now.
a trocação tomou de
No, I think the
longe
observers
da-
had to
da
change
Zami,
his
acabou
his
trocando
options.
no mano a mano, no frente a frente. E aí depois disso, foi meio que o castelo de cartas, como eu falo, né, caindo. Então essa execução final, óbvio que com 20 segundos ali tem que garantir as eliminações. Foi uma rodada assim que a Liquid levou e a Liquid conseguiu garantir as eliminações dentro da capela e foi para um V1 final entre Maia e Hornetão.
I mean, the fact that it was caught on the main stream,
Do V1 não chegou a um V1. ficou
I'm
no
surprised
3-1.
Liquid aren't
Você viu a
protesting
combinação
it.
com o Flório, eu acho que era o Flório, né, mas o último jogador da Black Dragon sobrando vivo no corredor e aí ele tenta trocar com ordem de longe na caixa. Quando ele
Is EWC
começa a
basically
trocar
another
com os
major?
Jets,
Yeah,
já vem com uma
more or
bola,
less.
vem com uma
It doesn't
referência
give
capela,
SI
pega
points
do
is the
lado
main difference.
tranquilamente e sem causar
So,
perigo, a
Like
favor
Beast Coast
da
won
Candela. 5-2.
the Manchester Major and they locked themselves into SI, right? I think they're locked
Sai
in.
superior agora, Liquid já inverte, vai
But whoever wins Esports World Cup could still easily miss SI because it doesn't give any SI points. If Beast Coast didn't lock themselves in, they're like basically locked in.
Temos então aí
They have so many
vantagem pra
points.
Team Liquid, a 2 rounds aí de acabar com o primeiro
Beast
mapa,
Coast
vamos
are
ver
locked
como
in,
se
yes.
manter. O CBD vai vir pra recuperação.
Top 4 at the majors pretty much get locked in. Yeah, realistically, top 4 at a major is like pretty much good enough. But first place in a major, at least into the stage 1 major, mathematically locks you in.
Vai quebrando tudo ali pela parte de fora o Guto. Quebra a janela do servidor.
So it's better to lose? No, it's definitely not better to lose.
E a C4 pegou no
It's not as important as winning a major, but it gives you a ton of money. This is also why, with the new outlines on throwables, Bandit is so fucking good on Clubhouse chat. Because even if somebody brings a Maverick to like open up your wall, you can just C4 the Maverick through the hole. Bandit is actually absurdly broken on the right sites right now. I truly believe Bandit is like one of the most underrated operators for like non-pro players. This is actually something that Los did really well in North America. Sexy Cake was really good playing Bandit on this map. You won't hear me praise Los very often, but it's something they were really good at. And obviously you could always do that, but it was a lot harder before you got the outlines on the throwables. Now that you can see exactly where the C4 is going to go, it's like a guarantee to kill the Mav. Not guaranteed, but it's very, very likely. Is it a draw or does it have a purpose? Def, that's on purpose. That's just the way the seeding works out. I would call it bad planning.
Bom, é menos um trabalho, né, Retalho? Agora, o grande problema pra eles é que a garagem vai ser a favor da Team Liquid.
I don't think they, like, said to themselves, we want to have rematches. I think they just said, we're going to seed it here, and then we're going to seed it the same way here. And they didn't, like, realize that that would guarantee rematches if all the favorites won.
Com conseguiu garantir a eliminação em cima do jogador do time da Liquid. Vai começar agora. Dado flamejante para todos os lados.
Great firebolt. Is he just sitting in the fire? Holy shit, reset. Writing on the floor. He stood in the firebolt for like 30 seconds. Not for 30 seconds, but for like half his damage. And then swung out on the guy who expected him not to be there and got a 2K. Holy shit, resets. Oh my god. Zero fear.
E pode tentar fazer o plant, Retalha. E é isso que ele vai tentar agora.
What a fucking play. Dude, Liquid are crushing these guys. I'm sorry. Wrap it up, Black Dragons. They need a huge reset before map 2. It's seeded by SI points? Yes. I think that's right. But the seeding like resets basically between open quals and closed quals, which guarantees rematches, which is the problem. It being seeded is good. But them basically reseeding or like reusing the same seeding for the closed quals is dumb. I think Talon is the best team in APAC. And I think Talon will be top 8 in Montreal. Talon's new 2 pickups were fucking scary. And I think that Talon team is going to be a fucking menace. I think Talon is probably the best shot APAC has ever had of winning a tournament. And I say that with D+ being 1 round away from Grand Finals. Need a reset. Alright, Thunders. Alright, Thunders. Bleed is making upgrades, but I don't think Bleed have the same investment or level of players.
No topo da escada caveira, eles ainda tinham até depois outro jogador para subir aqui e tentar pressionar de baixo. Mas sim, sem o domínio da garagem, quando você tem que fazer só essa entrada meio que unilateral aqui na construção, a sua situação fica um pouco mais difícil e complexa, né? A defesa ainda acaba tendo mais pontos. A BD se virou bem com os recursos que tinha, para ser sincero. Eles conseguiram ainda trazer uma chance, uma boa oportunidade de concluir o round. Mas a Liquid acabou reagindo melhor. 6-2.
Bleed don't have the mental.
É isso, vamos que vamos. 6-2 então.
I would argue D+ didn't really have the mental until... Maybe they have the mental now, but I would argue before Fabian, they didn't really have the mental either.
Vai de maneira segura jogando Ace. A longa distância para fazer a quebra com tranquilidade.
I don't believe in Keanu Reeves. I think Reeves is a great player, but... I think I believe in Yas and Fabian a little bit more. Dude, this outline, the fact that IQ and Buck were literally different colors on the outline there, this is a bug that has existed before, but it's come back with the new update, is very annoying. Wrap it up, dog. You got 2 defenses with literally Fenrir and Azami up on Clubhouse and Bandit. This is shocked. You're not going to get a single attacking round win now.
E ele fecha a visão dos jogadores.
Pelo menos pra liga ali, ele vai continuar dominando, continuando na segurança, tomando aqui o tempo, né? Já tomaram pelo menos recursos, 2 jogadores.
Opa!
Quase que vai...
We'll talk about the GOAT fantasy when he fucking makes a tournament.
Perigoso.
This damn Team Liquid knocked him out yesterday.
Acho que recuou.
Você vê como se essa abertura viesse antes.
2 APAC teams making main stage in Montreal.
Mas tá muito ruim, Retalha.
2 feels like a lot. I can see why. Again, I see Talon making it. I don't know about anybody else in APAC.
São 3 jogadores contra 3 agora. Facilitou pouco agora.
I expect Europe to come back a lot stronger for Montreal than they did in Manchester too. Like, I want to see VP playing better. I want to see G2 playing better. I want to see Secret and ITB continuing to improve as well. Both those teams have a lot of potential, but are obviously very, very new in terms of like the international stage and being at the top of Europe. So. Bliss for me are the question mark. I wonder how much Titan can actually change on Bliss. I hope it's a lot, but I'm not confident. Are they winning this round? Oh, okay, they got one. I feel like Liquid stuck around cash side way too long. Like, it looked like they were stalling really good time, they were getting really good picks, and then, like, instead of just returning back to site and trying to anchor, they all just, like, ended up dying right before the push came on in.
Cara, e é tris mesmo, tá? Porque se o Hornetão tá com a vida pouquinho mais baixa, eu diria menos 5 ali de vida, e ele pisa nessa Gumine, era meio que já era, ele ia ter que se levantar, né, torcer pra alguém levantar. Não sei se ia dar muito bom pro Hornetão ali, não. Mas, tipo, quando a gente fala nesse ponto, ele tirou a Gumine.
Their map pool has always been weak. I think Bliss just have a really readable playstyle, and a really counterable playstyle.
Vivo para trocação. Talvez ele já pensasse se tivesse
And so, like,
capacitado ou não percebeu mesmo que o Hornetão tava naquele ponto. Foi no quase essa rodada pra
I feel like good teams just can read Bliss like a book and know exactly how to counter them and exactly how to beat them.
Teve dificuldade inicialmente para trabalhar em cima dos jogadores da garagem, não acho que trabalhou corretamente e da melhor maneira.
And if there was ever like a decent competitor in Bliss, like they might, or in Australia, they might also give Bliss a run for their money. But like the teams other than Bliss in Australia are pretty terrible. It's something Chef Jeff has talked a lot about, and it's how just like literally the teams in Australia just like cycle players every 3 months. It feels like there's just like no consistency or time for a team to actually like form a roster. I'm sure there's good players in Australia that aren't on Bliss. They just like never stick around with each other. I think Titan will help. I really do. I just don't know how much. Okay, this is a really strong roam. They can even track him with the Deimos. They don't currently have him pinged, but they can quickly. Black Dragons want to get some kills here. They don't want to let Palu get back to site alive. They'd like to avoid Nest getting back to site alive. And they'd like to avoid Maya getting back to site alive. If they can get like 1 or 2 of those kills and end with a man advantage, then they're looking really good. Because there's not much good site utility from Liquid here. They don't have a Fenrir, they don't have a Goyo, they don't have a Smoke. They don't have any strong site utility. Liquid have put all of their eggs in the roam basket. Oh no, Ask, bro. Ask was trying to be sneaky. He even got some shots on a Maya. He just missed. That one pick is not going to be good enough. Is this guy going to re-swing? Palu is still up here. I expected Palu to fall back, like main stairs. But Palu is sticking around. This is so dumb, it's actually caught them off guard. They had him on a drone, though. Wait, why did Guto jump in if they had him on a drone? Okay, either nobody was on that drone, in which case they're trolling, or somebody was on that drone and called him, and then he jumped in anyways, in which case they're trolling. Black Dragons have trolled either way. I did not watch the PSG Talon game, but I saw that they won. Guto is sick of playing club. That might be the correct explanation. Bro's top fragging his team, and then they've gotten 3 rounds in 9. Guto shot at Palu? Yeah, so he jumped in knowing he was there and tried to win a fight mid-vault. So he's trolling. Kane, I think if Beast Coast can't get a strong replacement, yes. Beast Coast will go downhill a little bit once Fett leaves. Like, I think what Fett adds to that team is very important. But I also don't think Fett is, like... I don't think Fett is irreplaceable, right? I think Beast Coast can get a strong coach that can keep them at the level that they're at right now. There are good players here. Talent isn't the issue. There's just no pathways. No one wants to put money into it. Yeah. I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like investment is a huge problem in Australia. Esports has always struggled in Australia. Is Fett going somewhere? Fett's going to college. He announced that he is retiring after the Esports World Cup, no matter what happens. Meepy to Beast Coast? Maybe. Could work.
Outro ponto, BD ainda sofre com alguns erros de ataques que aconteceram no dia de ontem.
Do I think Beast Coast falls off after winning a major like many teams before? That is the question in my mind. That is the real crux of the issue. I don't know. I hope they are different. Because many teams have won majors and then just fallen off a cliff, right? Just faded to irrelevancy. I'm thinking about Team 1 in Mexico. I'm thinking about Na'Vi in Tokoname. I'm thinking to an extent, not as much, but I'm thinking to an extent about Rogue in Berlin. They did well at SI, I think, and then never really did well ever again. They got like top 6 at SI, yeah. So a lot of the times when these underdogs kind of pop up and win a tournament, they then fall off a truck and never even put up strong results ever again. But, I mean, a lot of them also had, some rough circumstances. Na'Vi immediately went into COVID, which hurt them quite a bit. The Team 1 roster ended up not really sticking together for very long after this. The Rogue roster as well lost Spoit pretty quickly after this. So if Beast Coast can stick together as a team and keep playing tournaments, then I think they can break the trend of, like, most underdog stories where they actually, can turn one win into many. I think they have the ability to do it for Beast Coast. Them all getting 3-year contracts will absolutely help, for sure. You find it impressive how Furex managed to make maps close despite Nova dropping 1 kill in maps consistently. Yeah, let's go look at the stats quickly, if there are stats for the close qual finals. Actually, are there stats? I don't think there are. I guess the VOD might have stats. Was this in Korean?
It's Capital off the board fit.
Nope. Literally the entire chat is in Korean, and the casters are speaking in English, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Just let Pengu be the official English cast. If you're only going to have one cast. Yeah, it's got 5 kills. Jesus, Nova went 1-11. And they got 6 rounds. Holy shit. Did he genuinely get 1 kill every round? I assumed you were exaggerating, but... Or every map. Map 3, he genuinely got 1 kill. Map 2... He genuinely got 1 kill. Bro. They only got 2 rounds total, though. Map 1. They didn't show the stats. Sick. Great job, production. We can go here, probably. Map 2, he entered the final round with... Oh, this is the wrong fucking team. Oh, it was a 2-0, wasn't it? No. What? Sorry, I was going through the VOD assuming it was only 1 game that was played. 1-8 there. Alright, he got 7 kills here. But yes, both maps they lost. He got 1 kill. That is insane. It is fucking mind-boggling to me that this guy is still playing. Somebody asked me once who's the worst player in Tier 1. It might be Nova. Of players that consistently go to majors, Nova might be the worst player in Siege. Not to be mean. No hate. And I fucking hate this point. Because, chat will always say, well, Axon will always say, Nova's not a player anyways. But he's literally played more fucking tournaments than he's coached. He's played in 6 S-tier tournaments. You're a fucking player at this point. If you can play 6 S-tier tournaments, you're a player. All of these tournaments, he was supposedly a coach subbing in. Dog, it does not take fucking 5 years to find a replacement player. Insane. He's not a player anymore? Yeah, I've heard that 9 times, 100 times before. Packer! Thank you for the raid, Packer. I hope you had a good stream. Welcome to the Packer viewers. We are watching the Esports World Cup qualifiers. We're watching the Brazil closed quals right now. Oops. We're watching this game right here. Liquid just smoked Black Dragons on map 1. It says 7-3, but like Liquid really rolled over them. So we're just waiting on map 2 for Liquid versus Black Dragons. And then Fluxo versus Furia is coming on right after that. So we're going to be live for a good another... You hear that, man? All the love. This is a Chrome extension. It's a Chrome plugin. The ability to rewind in a VOD. Yeah, tough game from Ask. Career game. The extension is called... Let me look. Hold on. Why is my OBS? Hold on. Ah! Weird. My OBS is like full screened, and I don't know why or how to get it to stop. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it's irrelevant. The extension is called Twitch DVR Player. There you go. What happened to Mini Siege? Oh, it's there. All right. Weird. Do I use lip gloss? No. Appreciate it, Ratley. We had one of our cats pass 2 years ago when I was actually in California for the North American League for Face It. Was it 2? Might have been 3. I think it was 2 years ago, though. Yeah, because it was last year of Face It. Is it instant coffee? No. It's French press. This is a light roast from Colombia. I forget what it's called. Safari blend, I think it's called. From Colombia doesn't make sense if it's called Safari. Maybe it's not from Colombia. I don't think it is. I think it's from Ethiopia or some shit then. I don't know. Last year, face it, you weren't super into Pro League at that time. It's been crazy, man. The different eras. There's people like who are huge fans of Siege now who just like don't even know that like who like don't even know why we call it Pro League, you know? What is this that you've linked me? Yeah, here's an example of the Fenrir glitch. So, also, Black Dragons used a glitch. They used this glitch in the last game. This isn't them using it, obviously. This
What is going on with Latigan?
Bro, shut up.
It's your boy T-O-double-G-O-Z, and I'm back.
That guy might be the most annoying person I've ever heard in my life. Holy shit. That said, I do that exact same voice when I make my TikToks, so I can't even hate. So you put the Fenrir gadget on the camera, then you pick up the camera, and it like falls into the wall. That's so fucking crazy. And I think you can shoot it, is what chat was saying, but obviously it's invisible, so like good luck. You know? Like you're just not gonna shoot it. This is where he did it last time. So it falls in behind Jesus. It falls behind the wooden plank there. That is a busted ass spot. I'm shocked they did that tweet say it was legal too? It did sarcastically. There, Kino tweeted about it too. Are we still not live? How? Oh, here, we're live on this one. Alright. We're fine.
BDS contra VP, tá? E G2 e o Wolves disputa contra Fnatic.
Yeah, so Canif for the that happens to me sometimes too. If the channel you're watching Canif has VODs disabled or VODs only for subscribers, it won't work.
Pode ser o último mapa desse jogo. Quem sai, quem fica nessa fase de ban retalha.
Any good teams playing? I would say Liquid is a good team. I'd say Black Dragons are a good team too. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is map 2 of the lower brackets, one of the 2 lower bracket finals for Esports World Cup Brazilian closed qualifiers. Winner of this game goes to Esports World Cup. The loser does not. Liquid smoked Black Dragons on map 1, which was Team Liquid's map pick. Now we go to Black Dragons pick, which is Consulate. How to watch Furia? You can watch Furia right here, but the Furia game will not start until this game has ended. So we will be watching Furia versus, who do they play? Fluxo? After this game. It was scheduled to start. Some websites like, I think Faceit or Liquipedia might say that it's already started, but I promise you it hasn't. They're playing after this. Oh, and let me choose the predictions as well. Congratulations to everybody who was a believer in Liquid. Thunder's bet 20k on Liquid winning map 1, and he will be rewarded. I'm going to start another prediction, so spend your channel points now. Who wins the game? Will it be Black Dragons? And by game, I just mean this map. In regulation, Black Dragons in overtime, Liquid in overtime, or Liquid in regulation. I'll give you 2 minutes. Spend your channel points now. What is Jesse J Bot's KD? Jesse J Bot typically cannot show up. I don't believe Jesse J Bot can play the game.
de boa, muito tranquilo pelo lado da administração.
Because Jesse J Bot basically scans the chat to see if there's any new chat messages. But when Jesse J Bot sends a chat message, it can't scan its own message because after it sent its message, it's already forgotten. Is my best way of explaining it. I just run 16 by 9 because I want my game to look good for stream.
Eu não acho nada. Ingrata essa.
If I cared more about winning, I probably wouldn't use 16 by 9. Did Liquid pick attack? Yes, Liquid did this in fucking Manchester too. I don't know why, but Liquid almost always choose to start on attack. No matter what the map, no matter what the scenario. They did this in the Manchester finals against Beast Coast as well. And it absolutely cost them, in my opinion. I don't know why they do this, but this is a consistent trend from Team Liquid, where they will often choose to start on the disadvantaged side. It worked in Manchester. It worked until it didn't. The UI is questionable. Yeah, the new HUD is really bad. All right, Liquid are going for the CEO take. In my opinion, this is the best way to take this bomb site. Flood the site from CEO windows with Grim Bees. I'm surprised there's no Capitao. Capitao is banned, I just noticed. Okay, they're going to have an Amaru hit the site as well. They've got full bottom control with Palu. There's one C4, but the mute is nowhere to be found. There's no smokes. So they just hold this from below. Dude, Black Dragons might be the worst team, not that I've ever seen, but holy shit. This is a very standard, default North American way of attacking this bomb site, and Black Dragons look like they had no idea this was even possible. Like, North America definitely was running this style of an attack before the other regions, but it's not like this is a secret way of attacking this bomb site. I do not know how in 2024 you choose to defend Consulate top floor, seemingly without having any plan of how to stop a CEO window jump in. They didn't have anybody below. They didn't have a smoke. They didn't have a C4 anywhere near the actual jump in. Eventually, Mute rotated downstairs and was able to C4 the planter. But by that point, 4 defenders had already died. Oh, boy. Didn't Black Dragons beat Furia? Yes, Black Dragons did beat Furia 2 days ago. That was in the quarterfinals, though. So Black Dragons basically went to the upper bracket, Furia went to the lower bracket, then Furia won to get into the lower bracket finals, and Black Dragons lost, and they're also in the lower bracket finals. There's 2 lower bracket finals, so they're not playing against each other. I hope that makes sense. Stop betting against Liquid. They're bad, but not that bad. Liquid is not a bad team. As a chief Liquid hater, Liquid are not a bad team. Next matchup after this is Fluxo versus Furia. Liquid are not a bad team, and they just don't lose to Black Dragons. I'm sorry.
Resets pela escada caracol, Nesk pelas costas. Nesk pegou o Flório exatamente naquele pixel do refrigerante, conseguiu neutralizar o Flório por ali, então tirou já um do jogador das costas. E nessa hora ele chama atenção.
I think Loira is a great player.
E quem tá naquele meio do caminho entre o
I'm a real big Loira believer. I know his stats weren't anything to run home about in stage 1. But from the games I watched of Brazil Stage 1, of Black Dragons on Stage 1, I really liked Loira's play. Admittedly, I didn't watch that many Black Dragons games in Stage 1. I think I watched 2 or 3. But from those games, I really liked Loira. So I hope he does well in G2. 12 blinds is crazy. That is a ton of flashbangs. Holy shit, I just looked at that. 4 players brought flashes on the side of Team Liquid here. They're going to take control of the entirety of the map. Black Dragons have kind of an interesting strategy here because they're roaming quite heavily. Ask dies top floor here. They had a second player who just fell off. We saw him drop. Not sure who that was. But they're really playing on the roam. But they've also brought like a lot of pretty strong site util. They brought Kaid and Tubarão, which signifies they want to keep these hatches closed, even though Liquid didn't really bring any util for hatches. They only have Thermite, which can get hatches, but you'd expect him to go for the garage wall. And then they also have Fenrir, which is good site control. They have Mute, who has a shotgun for good site control. We'll see how this goes. If they can get... They have no impacts is my problem. Wait, did they not reinforce the garage walls or something? Did I see that correctly? Maybe I surely just missaw that.
Esse cara aqui no marote, tá? Que é o Guto.
5 jogadores contra 4. Esse que já foi finalizado.
Celular toca.
Celular tocando, ele tá ouvindo.
Who is this? This is Fenrir on Spiral Stairs. Fenrir.
Achou primeiro. Na sua direita. Ele ainda vai pra trocação.
That's not worth it. I don't think that's worth it at all for Fenrir. You killed the Dokkaebi, which like... Their whole job is just to fuck you on the roam clear. And then you lose your ability to turn on and off those dread mines. Black Dragons have pretty good time. They are in a 1v4. That's not great. He's down Diffuse Kit. No shot, though. No shot from Florio. This kind of continues the trend from Clubhouse, where just like, no matter what Black Dragons want to do, they just actually cannot disrupt Liquid in the early round at all. Why is your name top of the screen? You're playing a mini siege. Good luck. Who's the best entry fragger in the world? IMO has to be Herds. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would agree with Herds.
Ainda conseguiu punir 2 jogadores, né, nesse pixel dele da cozinha, olhando a garagem, ele fecha aquela entrada. Sabia que a entrada já estava acontecendo, era o último jogador vivo. Não acho que ele teria chance de concluir.
Obviously, he didn't have the greatest. I mean, the Furia themselves didn't have the greatest Manchester, but I don't think one bad tournament defines a person. I think if I'll tell you this, if Herds loses today, then we have to start talking about, all right, this team have majorly fallen off. Today's a really important day, genuinely. I know people say this sarcastically a lot. Today's a really important day for Herds' legacy and for Furia's legacy as a whole. Because today makes the difference between making your, what, 5th international, 6th, 7th? No. How many tournaments have W7M/Furia been to in a row? Herds. Furia have been to, they were in Manchester, SI, Atlanta, Gamers 8, Copenhagen, SI in Montreal when they lost to G2. They were at Jönköping, they got top 4. They were at Berlin, they got top 4. They were at Charlotte, they got top 12. I'm not going to count the other Gamers 8 because Berlin was more important. And then they were not at the SI before that. So, Furia have basically been to a tournament, basically the biggest tournament of the season, 9 seasons in a row now. 9 stages in a row, if you will. So this is to make their 10th tournament, effectively. If we're allowed to count Gamers 8 as a major only when there was no other major going on in the summer, then this will be their 10th major in a row. Or it won't be if they lose to Fluxo. So that's massive, bro. Because they've been to the last 2 SIs, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've lived the last 2 SIs, the last 6 majors, and then 1 Gamers 8 in the summer.
Pegou a eliminação Flora em cima do Maia, o Reset e o Nex também rapidamente conseguem 2 grandes eliminações. São 4 jogadores contra 3 nesse momento, caiu o Lagones. Lagones incapacitado, o Nesk ainda pega o Wesk. Fica no 3x2 de qualquer maneira. Não sei se vai conseguir levantar. Olha o número.
I was looking at fucking Furia history rather than watching this round, so I don't have anything to say analysis-wise other than Liquid are just heads and shoulders above Black Dragons. It's not close.
Acaba sendo finalizado pelo Reset, que tava lá em cima, só aguardando a oportunidade.
Maya's great. I loved Maya before he jumped on this team. I thought Maya did really good on Los. And I think he's done well, frankly, almost since the very beginning when he joined Liquid, especially, I mean, maybe it took him a little bit, but really he's been really, really good for the team for the last couple of months. I want to see Liquid make it a bit farther in a tournament. I guess they made top 4 in Manchester. That's pretty far. If Herds doesn't make Esports World Cup, then yeah, maybe we can start talking about Maya as potentially the best entry in the world. Thoughts on Liquid's card? Like their background? Their player card? I didn't see it. What does it look like? Team Liquid R6 share card. CGG. We'll take that.
Algo comum de se ver aqui dentro desse bomb site, você vê sempre a defesa marcando muito vertical pro último andar.
CGG is giving me the worst picture of all time. I think it's fine. I think it's nice. I won't say anything bad about it, but it's not my favorite.
3-0 por enquanto tá seguindo pouco do caminho do clube, tá? A Liquid tá conseguindo fechar esses rounds de ataque. Ainda com ampla vantagem, sem muito...
WildCard, I genuinely think, has the best esports player card. Actually, not even. I think WildCard's new player card is the best player card ever put into Siege. I am biased as a Pokemon fan, but like, the fact that it just looks like a trading card, love him. There's this veteran called Valentino. Of course I know Valentino. I've met Valentino in person many times. I'm assuming you're talking about the, what is he, Lebanese? The player for Falcons. Assuming we're talking about the same player here. He's the GOAT. I love Valentino. He's super friendly. Love that guy. You like their player card, but the skin's kind of mid? For Liquid or WildCard? I think Liquid's whole set is, like, fine. Not my favorite, not my least favorite. WildCard, I think their card is definitely the best, which maybe is fitting. Their skin and uniform is, like, fine. It's good. Both? Yeah, I agree. Well, they brought the Fuse Kit in yellow, which is a little bit different from Team Liquid, and it completely backfired. Black Dragons actually brought utility to stop the window swing, and they brought Goyo canisters. They had a little bit more of an idea of what was going on. I felt like the Amaru was in kind of by herself. I didn't really feel like anybody else was there helping out the Amaru much. There's a good view of the Liquid player card. Ah, you know what? Looking at it now, I actually do like the Liquid player card. I like that it's got this little Liquid thing on the side. The dragon in the background looks kind of nice. Looking at it just there and actually focusing on it, I actually do like the Liquid player card. I like it more than I thought I did. Too much pink on Liquids? I don't know. I like it. I like the pink. I don't know that it feels very Team Liquidy. That's kind of my biggest problem with Liquid skin. Somebody else had this problem too. Team Secret. Nice skins, but just doesn't really feel like the brand identity of the teams, you know? What's up, Cole? This is our second map of the day that we're watching. Team Liquid smoked Black Dragons on map 1, and now they're up 3-1 attacking Consulate, so it's looking pretty good. We're watching 2 BO3s today. We're watching both of the last 2 qualification matches for Brazil. I think Oxygen did the best job. Player card looks good. The skin looks really good. The gun skin looks really good. Like, Oxygen blew it out of the park 10 out of 10. That's why you hated G2 Fenrir? Yeah, it just didn't have their identity, you know? It's also a reason I don't love the new Dark Zero one. Like, I probably will buy the new Dark Zero one. I do like it, but I don't look at it and think Dark Zero, right? I look at it and I think sloth, which is not really, in my mind, a Dark Zero skin.
Não fazer uma virada por 4-2. E esse drone da Brava, esse drone Clude tá passando aí pelo mapa, hein? Tá passeando. Queimou o sapão.
The universe is upside down. OXG made a good skin.
Assustaram. Abre tudo, não vê nada.
I like the I run Dark Zero's Finka skin right now. You can tell I don't care about the blending in when I play Siege. But no, I like Dark Zero's Finka skin too.
As costas também. Olha essa flash. Já pegou o jogador.
This is a good XU from Liquid. Good coordination. Unfortunately, Guto goes kind of huge. If Guto gets a third, they win this round. And he's getting a third too. Oh, no, he's not. Ness comes in from behind.
Flório com uma C4, belo trabalho, Palu veio pra cima. Acaba caindo
mais
e o Wesk fecha o round.
Liquid maybe got to rein it in a little bit here. Their push has been a bit one-dimensional. These last couple of rounds felt like round 4 they kind of all came in CEO. This round they all kind of hit the back. And their trade game is good, but I don't know if it's good enough when they're so linear.
Cara, são duas rodadas bem parecidas, cara. Rodadas totalmente
The orgs design their own skins, and they get basically full creative freedom. Ubisoft has to like approve them, but they're, you know, as long as you're not like throwing them expletives on them. It is 1-0 for Liquid right now, Rexon.
Liquid estava no full modo rush, desespero, entra, sai correndo e vamos levar todo mundo. E a BD conseguindo ter mais posicionamento, né? Conseguindo pelo menos anular, já que a Liquid que tem que avançar e conquistar o espaço. A BD conseguindo acertar esse timing das entradas, neutralizou 1-1 ali de novo, ficando na vantagem. O Guto, mais uma vez aí sendo esse destaque, né? O Guto pegou 2 eliminações ali das costas.
Map 1 was a pretty big stomp for Liquid. And Map 2 has started as a big stomp. It was 3-0 consulate attack, but we're coming back. I like this blitz push. This is something that Fett talked to me a lot about. I forget who used it first. I think Fett accredited this push to that fucking tier 2 EU team that played in the major quals. The gimmicky one. I forget what they were called. But you basically just walk in front door with the blitz. You put the shield on your back and plant, and it's like basically impossible to deny you from above. And you just take 0 top floor control. So I wonder if Liquid are going to be going for that same push, just because they have the blitz here. Obviously, Monty's banned out. I think it was the one that wasn't Make Your Destiny. Why do some pros use TCSG unsuppressed? I think it was Jihu. Yeah, this is exactly the push here.
Vem pra trocação agora final, já fica agachadinho, já vai derrubar mais É a sequência agora do Lagones fazendo.
He's in front door where he can isolate a pick. No, it wasn't 86. I think it was Jihu. I'm pretty confident it was Jihu.
São 3 jogadores contra 3 ainda assim. Ness caiu e o Maia também.
He's actually going upstairs with it now. They might have lost too many bodies and gotten a little bit scared. It feels like a bit of an adaptation. Oh! Goodbye, Hornetau. It's not actually the same push that I thought they were gonna run with this blitz, because you're not supposed to bring the blitz top floor for the push I'm thinking of. Either they were gonna go for the same push and now they've adapted, or they've always just had this idea in mind of bringing the blitz top floor. In either case, it's kind of working. They've got really good time right now. They do have really good drones as well. They've got 3 drivable drones at the moment, and then 2 stationary around the map. I don't love Lagonis being on low HP, especially with the C4 in the hands of Guto and a shotgun being played by Nuxka. But it's not the end of the world. Oh my god, Paulo almost got a fucking headshot there. He was a little bit too far to the right. Leonis is back to going upstairs. A little indecisive. These mute jammers are actually a huge annoyance.
Tem que tomar cuidado, Retalha, porque eles não sabem que tem jogador no closet. Mas sabe de jogador à esquerda.
I think I like Black Dragons to win this round. I think this goes 3-3. I'm just very worried for Lagonas here. The fact this is a Warden does not help. Although, he melees him down. 1v1 now, 1v1. He's gonna plant? Planting was probably not the call here. Yeah. Tough decision. He almost had enough time to get that plant down. Almost. I guess he did get it down. +1 for the plant stat on Lagonas. Yeah, good try. Yeah, 86 isn't really... No, it was definitely Forgotten Days. Kretsu was 100% right. It's the Forgotten Days stack.
Pegou, então imagina que se ele chega
Not Jihu. Thank you very much, Kretsu. Only took us collectively 10 minutes.
É um fim de round, um fim de primeira metade até um pouco estranho, diferente da Liquid comparado ao começo. Eles readaptaram totalmente esses ataques. Foram ataques muito mais puxados para um TDM, ataques muito mais rushados aí em todos os pontos que eles tentaram fazer, e com isso a BD conseguiu...
Alright, Liquid just need to hold down their defenses, and they should still be fine to win this game. But again, this is Black Dragon's map pick, so maybe they're absolute demons at attacking on attacking Consulate. They played G2 on Consulate, took them to OT. Yeah, I believe it was their piano attacks that like really, wow, part of the reason why they were able to do so well in that game.
Tirou o jogador avançado, botou todo mundo de volta pro bom site, o Nuzga e mais um de volta pro bom site, e conseguiram ficar sem marcando cruzados e tentando atrapalhar ao máximo tanto o Palu quanto o Lago. O Palu veio por uma frente, o Lago veio por outra, o Palu caiu e só sobrou realmente o Lago contra o Nuzga. E o Nuzga correu nessa hora, aproveitou que não ia diminuir a distância, também não estava com a vida totalmente favorável para ele, estava com a vida baixa. E aí depois ele volta no tempo.
Which Black Dragons had more star players? I mean, historically they have, right? You go back, the thing about Black Dragons is they're probably the they might be the longest running org in Rainbow Six Siege. I'm trying to think of what org has been involved in Siege longer, like without taking any breaks. You go all the way back to like year 2, and Black Dragons had like the best team in Brazil for a short period of time. The problem is, as more and more money pooled into Brazil, Black Dragons just never had enough money to compete. Yeah, whenever they get a star, they get poached. Black Dragons just don't really have the money to hang on to top-level talent. At least they haven't since, you know, Brazil started getting good. What org was it that basically just bought out Black Dragons when they entered Siege? Was it FaZe? No, FaZe was Santos. NIP? Liquid? I don't remember. Was NIP. Okay, yeah. Yeah, NIP when they entered Siege way back in, like, again, year 2, maybe year 3. You think it was Liquid? You think it was FaZe? It was one of them. It was one of them. I'll look it up. Black Dragons go back to 2017. Zig, Nesk, 1, Yuck, and Bullet. Yeah, the first team went to Liquid, and then they picked up NIP, and NIP then I think bought them after that.
Olha a dificuldade, varada, Maia vem para double kill. Tá deitadinho. Vai tentar pegar, mas estava na vantagem o Lagones.
No, Black Dragons went to BRK, and then BRK went to Liquid, I think. Whereas NIP went straight from Black Dragons to NIP. At least Nesk went from Black Dragons to BRK to Liquid. But no, NIP is the one that directly just bought their Siege roster from Black Dragons.
Maia, como estava mais afastado, a gente não viu, só viu aqui o feed subindo. Então ele acabou pegando também 2 jogadores. O Lago fez uma eliminação importante, que foi a entrada de Rush ali na área do museu. Ele conseguiu pegar o jogador, estava deitadinho no marote. O jogador da BD nem desconfiou que o Lago tinha dado aquela minhocada, tinha marotado.
Yeah, Liquid and FaZe have been around for...
Ao lado do...
Liquid, FaZe, and NIP all kind of entered Brazil at the same time.
E aí depois até o segundo jogador foi mais desconfiado. Era o
I think Adrian could be a top EU player. Yeah, I think Adrian's already been proving himself to be a top EU player.
Aí deitado, aproveitando toda a vantagem dela. Ataque puxado da BD que não tem sucesso. A gente falou do clube, que a BD teve dificuldades na execução dos ataques, teve dificuldades...
That was so long ago. That was before my time.
Jogadores. No fim, meio
I only know about these changes from reading Wikipedia archives.
Eles conseguiram se superar, eles conseguiram, né, tirar aquela rodada mágica, partir para um TDM dentro do bomb site e finalizar. Só que aqui no consulado é outro esquema. O consulado
All
é
right.
um mapa mais amplo.
Who do I want to win?
Mais possibilidade, principalmente.
I mean, Liquid deserves it.
Traz mais
Liquid
dor de
should
cabeça,
be at Esports World Cup. It would be funny if Black Dragons got the upset win and beat Team Liquid, but the games will be better overall if Liquid win this match. So I do want to see Liquid pull through. Who do I want winning the World Cup in general? Oh, I don't care. NA. One of the NA teams. Doesn't matter to me who. Or Fluxo. NA or Fluxo, one of the two.
Se correr o Lion pega. Se passar na abelha, a abelha pega. Se ficar parado, o Demo tá te caçando.
BD are a very traditional team in Brazil, world champions in Crossfire and Point Blank, but they were only successful in more precarious times. They were Brazil's greatest strength at the beginning of R6, but currently unlikely to qualify for an international event. Yeah, I agree 100%. That's a great explanation. They've been doing esports in Brazil since day one. They're like the OG Brazilian esports org. But don't really have the money to compete at the same level as they used to. Still a good team for sure. This hallway is really, really strong. The power position in this hallway is why teams generally don't push admin side as much as they do CEO, at least, because it's very hard to get past this hallway. Now, as I say that, they do get past. Liquid didn't have that many crossfires set up. Guto is in a pretty powerful position. The backline of Liquid still exists, but they're sending their buck down below to try to disrupt some positions. There's nobody that can really stop Florio going for a plant here. I mean, they have C4s, obviously, and they're actually out of Toxic Babes. But there's nobody that can directly challenge it. Big kill from Guto. The C4s are gone. The plant's going down. They're full blinds. This should be easy for Black Dragons. Yeah, nicely done. I feel like Liquid kind of needed to contest that hallway a little bit more. It's so powerful just to set up a little bit of a crossfire there. Ness played hyper aggressive. If he had gotten 2 kills there, he probably sticks around. Or he probably wins them that round. Because then he stops the Ying from getting in deep too. And once Guto got deep there, they were chilling. Who's the OG NA org? Arguably Elevate. Obviously, they're not in NA anymore, but they started in North America. They're still North American based, and they are in Siege. They're just in APAC right now. But Elevate joined Rainbow Six in 2017 by signing easily, it looks like. And have continued to be in Siege that whole time. If it has to be an org still currently in the scene, probably or still currently in North America. Who's older, Space Station or Dark Zero, at least for joining Siege? Space Station joined 2018, Dark Zero
Alguém tá com a granada à mão e estava com a granada à mão, a gente viu que tava
later in 2018.
uma granada.
So SSG is probably the most senior org still in North America, but my vote would go to Elevate. Excuse me.
Exatamente. 4-4, empatadíssimo jogo. A Black Dragons vai brigar.
I guess Beast Coast have been around for a long time too.
Pra não perder este mapa e também a oportunidade de classificação.
They weren't around for very long in 2018. They kind of came in and immediately jumped out. But maybe you could argue Beast Coast. They've just they've been in and out more so than Elevate have. Yeah, Laxing was on Elevate and Xbox, right? I think so. Liquid 1 map 1. What's bomb site here? Basements. Good night, Guto. That's the best player down. I think across both maps too, right? Guto got 10 kills, I think, in map 1. He's at 10 kills now here in map 2. Hopefully that's not his ceiling.
E ainda o Nesk foi safe na eliminação, não se preocupou ali em pegar na bala, se preocupou em utilizar o gás tóxico, ou seja, na segurança para não tomar, né, não perder esse smoke aí rápido no avançado.
Exatamente.
Liquid got one little pick, and now all 5 players are sitting in the basement, trying to hide behind their Kaid Tubarão setup. Black Dragons are actually fully out of X-Kairos, and there's still one Zoto canister still in the pocket of Team Liquid. The Zoto canister will... Did that just destroy the exothermic? Did the exothermic get destroyed by the Tubarão canister somehow, or did they shoot it? He placed it on the soft floor. I'm guessing they shot it, right? Because it's not there anymore. Unless I'm crazy and just didn't see it. Maybe it blended in.
5 jogadores contra 4. Mais agora para congelar.
Maybe the ram hit it? Maybe? I'm not 100% sure. Either way, that hatch is staying closed, I believe. Yeah, that hatch is staying closed. They try to enter with the ram as a distraction, but Resets kills the ram regardless. Florio hitting the back has found 2 huge kills. He's going to need to ace, though, to win the round. I think the Tubarão Kaid play from Liquid has won it for them here. I don't think they've got any chance of Florio clutching this. Good try. Yeah, great round from Maya. Whether they shot that exothermic charge or somehow otherwise dealt with it. Let me back this up and see what happened with this exothermic real quick. So he places it here, right? Placing it obviously on this side of the wall. I think deadass the fucking drone gets it. I think literally the drone destroys it.
Não, ele escapou na hora, mas agora ele tomou. Agora passou no pezinho dele.
I don't know. Maybe it gets shot. It's very hard to tell.
O Florio ainda ia ter que lidar com outro jogador.
Either way.
No servidor. Ainda tinha jogador dali no servidor.
You ever watched Siege in 4 years? We're the best player on each role. Roles are so flexible and they change so much. That's a very difficult question. One problem I think we have in Siege, and I don't know if there is a solution, is that like roles are so loosely defined, right? Like every team has a different structure for roles, and then roles are also going to be different between attack and defense. Generally, I think attack kind of defines the roles, and then on defense, you're kind of just flexing around to whatever gets needed. Maybe you have preference between roaming and anchoring, but...
Só detalhe para as eliminações, resets, Nesk com 9 eliminações, Lago com 8 eliminações, lá na Black Dragons.
Some people just, yeah, generalize it and say you're either an entry, a support,